Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As you'll see here, this is not the Defender, this is the Discovery. We spoke about this in the trailer, that we were going to do some repairs to this so we can sell it, then we can buy some parts for the Defender. This has had a fair bit of work done to it, but what I'm going to be focusing on today is a notorious problem with these, is the sunroofs start to leak. If you look inside, you can see it is pretty mouldy. That's because it has been sitting for about a month, and we've had a lot of rain. So I need to clean that up, take the headliner out and look to see if there's any repairs there. As well as that, because the water's been able to get in, we believe that the SLABS ECU has failed or got water in it, because we've got the dreaded 3 amigos on the dash. So what the 3 amigos are is it's the ABS light, the traction control light and the hill descent control. This comes on for a number of reasons on these cars. A lot of people just drive around with them on because it doesn't really mean anything, but we were having serious problems with the brakes on this, and we believe it's because water got into the SLABS ECU. So once I've made sure that the vehicle is watertight, I will then be replacing the SLABS ECU, and fingers crossed that will resolve that problem and this car will be ready to go.
So today I'm going to be looking at the power steering pump. It looks like I'm going to be taking out some bits from the engine bay, like the airbox and anything that's in the way, and then once I've got rid of that, water pump and steering pump, and then hopefully the steering will start working again and it will be safe to sell.
Okay, so managed to clean it up in here. As you can see, all mould gone from the dash, gone from the steering wheel, seats, inside the glove box was mouldy, and the headliner was as well. So I'm going to start taking the headliner out. You start at the back and work your way forward. Unfortunately it does tuck underneath a lot of these pieces here, so you have to take a fair old bit out to get it completely off. Fortunately, these headrests that drop down for the third row seats do not need to come out. We initially started thinking we could take this whole bracket off, but we've taken the AC pump off to help us do that. But we've also got self-leveling pump and all the lines that are going to and from, which means that I just don't think it's feasible to take that bracket off. So what we're now doing is looking at taking the power steering pump off separately, along with the water pump, which is on the back there. So let's see how that one goes. To get the power steering pump off, you can see down there,
That was a bit of a challenge, but nowhere near as much of a challenge as getting the water pump off. We've got all 4 out of 5 bolts off, but there's one which is hidden right down here somewhere. And even if we manage to get that off, the oil filter is going to be in the way. So we have decided that we're just going to make access a load easier and take off heat shield, turbocharger, and then take that oil filter off, and I think the whole job and reassembly is going to be way easier.
So I've got part of the interior trim off here. I'm just leaving it there because I don't want to take that seat belt off. And I've taken this rear plastic from along here off. The headline is now really easily accessible there. There's just a couple of fir tree clips holding it in place at the back here. I'll probably take this light out, do the same over here, handles down there and visors, and then I think we should be relatively clear to pull it out. So I'll crack on and see you in a bit. So up the front now, taking the handles out, taking the visor off. In each of these holes, oh, missed, there we go. In each of these holes is a screw going up into the roof. So I presume that this unit here needs to come off before the headliner can come out. This middle one here seems to be attached to the headliner, so I don't think you need to take that one out. Here you can see it's started to sag. That is new since the rain. So I'm in the middle of the vehicle now. Everything else has come out pretty easily, as you can see. It's all hanging down at the front, but I'm just stuck here on the middle. And it looks as though this would all come out together, and the plastic actually is attached to the headliner. But the light and the sunroof switch obviously are plugged in. Now it did not look as though this button would come out, and I couldn't for the life of me work it out, but I just ended up getting one of these tools here from the interior removing kit, and just sort of clipped onto the edge of it like that, just working my way underneath like that to pull it out. The light, I actually did break it slightly, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, that was well and truly wedged in there, made a bit of a mess of here. But now that that is loose, there is a screw up here which we can gain access to, which should allow this middle piece to drop down. So there we go, headliner is out. It doesn't fit out of this back door very well. You have to sort of fold it a bit. Now most of the instructions I saw on how to take it out, as I did need some help at points, was to completely take these seat belts off and remove these panels. I couldn't really be bothered, but I think really for it to fit out, you probably have to take this interior piece off, so you've got this wide point here. But then the door gets in the way on this side, but maybe just that extra inch or two there would have helped me. As you can see, quite a lot of condensation on the roof. That's all the way along. So we'll dry that off, and then I'm going to take a look at the sunroof drains. You can see one there, that black line there that runs across. So that should just drain out of the vehicle, comes along here out the back. On the rear sunroof, I don't think the rear is much of a problem. I think most of it's coming on the front, but it's hard to tell with water, so I'll check them all. I believe there's 2 on each sunroof.
Right, so we managed to get both the water pump out and the power steering pump. So if you have a look in here, we've ended up undoing this oil filter as well as the kind of conventional oil filter which was on here. Fortunately, it was loose enough I could do it with my hand, as we don't have the tool here today. That allowed us just enough room to get the water pump out, and we've reinstalled, or partially reinstalled, the new one. With the housing cover on as well, which has the outlet pipe or the inlet pipe there.
So I've inspected these and it looks like this one's been repaired before. The hose is all looking good condition. That one over there is in good condition, and as are the two rears. I poured a load of water over the roof to try and see where it's coming in. Oh, actually, just discovered it. Right there. Broken. Right, well, that gives me some indication, and I will have a look at that and look to repair it. So here we go, I've made a repair. Not pretty, but that wasn't the purpose. So this is JB Marine Weld on there, and I've got it all over the seal, which runs all the way down there and around there, and then along the top and all around this piece. There was some cracking in it, which is why I've gone so high, but fingers crossed that keeps it out. So once that sets, I'll do the same just to the seals on the other side. The pipe wasn't broken on the other side, but the seal itself did seem to be dripping. And then I'll get some instant gasket all the way around the edge of that surround, put it back up, plug the drain back in, and fingers crossed no more water comes in. Lewis has got the new power steering pump in. He's got the belt back on and the nuts back in the pulley. The water pump went on before. Now we're going to drain it. And for anyone wanting to know where their power steering box is, it is down here. And unfortunately I can't get any light on the subject, but it is just between those two black pipes there. Here we go. There it is. And so that one in between the two bolts is the bleed nipple. So we're going to open that up and then start turning the wheels and hopefully draw some of this power steering fluid through. So at this point what we've done is we've moved on to replacing the SLABS ECU. I mentioned earlier in the video that we believe this to have failed, as the three amigos, which are the traction control, ABS and hill descent control lights, are on. So we've got a replacement SLABS ECU right there. In the glove box here, you remove the actual glove box itself, and under there you've got the SLABS ECU, the body control module that has just come out. There's some other stuff under there for the ACE. So we're just removing that, and we're going to swap it over in the hope that the car will automatically recognise it. There is a strong possibility that the car will want a nanocom or something plugged into it to tell it that it's got a new one, and hopefully clear that off. But fingers crossed this will be the fix, and we will have that working again.
So we've taken the SLABS ECU out, and this is the bracket that holds it on. We spotted an area that had a bit of rust on, probably from where we've had the water leak. So Alex is we've just sanded it back, got rid of the rust, and Alex is just giving it a lick of paint just to keep it sealed so that the rust doesn't carry on eating away. No hander lander.
Wax oil there.
Wax oil.
Are you filming? Out all the face.
No hander lander filming.
So guys, this is the bracket that comes out from there and holds a number of these modules. So this one is the SLABS ECU that we have just replaced. There was plenty of water around it. It had rusted this, so we just sprayed a bit of paint on it. Not a very good job, but it'll do. This one, not too sure what it is. Some kind of ECU. And then this one here is the BCU, and that slides in there. But the best way to mount it is if we put this back in like that, tighten this bracket up on the firewall, and then this one is just held in place by this clip on the back, and then a bolt that goes all the way through through that hole. Yeah, so we're going to do it that way round, get this back in mounted, plug all of that in, and then put that one back in last. Thanks for watching, everyone. Unfortunately, we're going to have to leave it there for today. We haven't got as far as we would have liked on the Discovery, but the weather here has been terrible, which has meant we haven't been able to get out and do everything we wanted. So in the next video, you'll see us replace all of the fabric on the headliner as the current fabric's too far gone.
And although the pass pump and water pump have been changed, we still haven't fully bled it. So we've got a hose so that we can bleed directly to the reservoir and without losing any fluid. So we'll do that next time as well.
And you will have seen that we changed the SLABS ECU in the hope of getting rid of the dreaded 3 Amigos. We don't have a computer here that we can plug into a Discovery 2, so we're going to get it up to a nearby garage. They'll clear off the codes, and hopefully we've fixed that problem.
If there's anything in particular you want to see, or if you have any comments, then please leave them below.
And as always, guys, please do remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want more regular updates, check out our Instagram. Cheers.